If you are easily offended, this may not be the podcast for you.
Pussy.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? This is Ant and CJ from the Ant and CJ Show, episode number 40.
40.
Ant, what's good?
Chilling, bro.
Excellent. Very good to hear.
Yeah.
Today I got a little conspiracy theory that I want to share with you. I've been working on something. I've been trying to put some pieces together, and I've been trying to figure out what is good with Drake in this UMG situation. He's making some accusations, and I think I've finally figured out who's really behind this whole thing.
Well, before you get into it, let's go ahead and give a rundown as to what's going on with the Drake and UMG situation.
So Drake is claiming that UMG padded the stats for Not Like Us, that they boosted the numbers to run him out of town. They cost him some money. He's suing, which suing in a hip-hop beef is a little bit crazy if you ask me. But who asked me, you know?
It's the light-skinned rapper way.
Apparently. But he's suing. He's suing UMG. And it's odd because him and Kendrick are both under UMG. UMG is kind of the umbrella company for all the big artists. Mm-hmm. But it's odd that Drake would be suing because if they did pad the numbers to Not Like Us, mm-hmm. which I believe they did,
I agree,
they would have also used those same techniques to get Drake to the spot that he's in and make him the international artist that he is. But I think it's a little bit interesting mm-hmm. that Drake has fallen apart just like all the other cohorts of Young Money, Cash Money. Right? There are 4 major players in Young Money, Cash Money. Major players.
Okay.
All right. There's a minor in Tyga. Tyga's a minor player. But there's 4 major players. Birdman.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
And Drake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
2024 was a rough year for all of them. For every single last one of them.
Okay.
And I think it all stems from a previous beef that actually might not have anything to do with any of them.
Explain.
Righto. So, Cash Money signed the UMG in 1998.
Okay.
Right? They formed the Young Money imprint, which Lil Wayne is the head of.
Okay.
Lil Wayne signs Drake in 2009.
Okay.
I don't know if you recall, but Drake had a couple of lyrics around the time where he got signed, where he said that he had been approached to sign a Rockefeller twice. He had a lot of idols become your rivals lines. Mm-hmm. He had a lot of, what seemed like shots back and forth to someone who was already established as a GOAT.
Okay.
In honor of episode 40, I think that Jay-Z is single-handedly responsible for the downfall of Drake, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Birdman. And by association, Young Thug.
I just want to see where you're going to take this.
And let me just give you a little background information just in case you didn't know. Right?
There we go.
So Drake has always been very, very open about the fact that he considers his dream girl to be Rihanna.
Yes.
I mean, he went on the stage and talked about how Rihanna was the woman of his dreams, and he wanted to be with Rihanna. He wanted to end up with Rihanna. Right? Yeah. They dated for a little while. They had some moments. It was cute. They had a nice little back and forth for a little while. It was will they, won't they? Very Jim and Pam from The Office, It was cute. It was a nice little a nice little moment. And
Okay.
Drake fell. He fell hard.
Okay.
Really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like I know, anytime a guy falls for a woman, he's going to be willing to divulge certain things to her emotionally. He connects with her on an emotional level. He's going to open up to her. He's going to tell her certain things. And she might be able to learn what his weaknesses are.
Okay.
I think that Rihanna might have been sent by Jay-Z to go and figure out Drake's weaknesses.
You think?
Jay-Z is not the type of person to take a loss sitting down. Drake made it public that he had been approached to sign to Rockefeller twice.
Okay.
Twice.
Okay.
Not once.
Okay.
You think that Jay-Z is the type of person to take that kind of loss sitting down? I think not. Rihanna is signed to Rock. Rihanna been signed to Rock since the beginning of her career.
So, yeah.
Whether it was Def Jam Island, where Jay-Z was the president, Rock Nation Management. But who does Rihanna actually end up after all of this is over? Who does she actually end up with after all things are said and done?
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky. Harlem's own A$AP Rocky. A man that at one point was so close to Drake that the two of them actually ran a train on Drake's baby mom.
So we hear.
They were besties. They were the best of friends.
Except.
And Rihanna ended up with A$AP. But you know what I find interesting about this?
What?
A$AP Rocky is signed to Rock Management.
Is he?
Yes, he is. Did you know that?
I didn't know that one.
That's pretty interesting, don't you think?
That one I didn't know.
So, if you are going to send an assassin, a female assassin, to go and take down the top guy,
Okay.
you're going to send somebody beautiful. You're going to send somebody that got some influence, a little power. You're going to send somebody that this guy can be attracted to. Somebody that's on her level or higher level.
Okay.
You're going to send Rihanna if you're coming for Drake, right? But then when she retreats, she finds Drake's friend, A$AP Rocky, who's represented by the same management group that she's represented by. That's a little bit suspicious if you ask me.
Slightly. I can see where you're going.
That's a little bit suspicious if you ask me. I think Rihanna was sent in as a plan to take down Drake emotionally. Figure out who he is as a man and his emotions and his heart. Break down some of those walls.
Okay.
And then crush his heart.
Now, did she let him break down her walls?
Publicly. By showing up with A$AP Rocky, his friend. A person that he trusted. Someone who was dear to him. And now she has 2 kids by A$AP Rocky, and they look happy as ever. Doing magazine covers. Smiling in every picture they take together. And you know Drake like I know Drake. From the outside looking in. But you know that Drake is sensitive. And you know Drake is watching. And you know his heart is broken. I think Rihanna was a plant. But let's take a look at Jay-Z's relationship with Lil Wayne. Right? Drake signs to Lil Wayne in 2009.
Okay.
Opting to sign to Young Money instead of signing to Rock. Right? We fast forward a couple years. 6 years, in fact. Lil Wayne has a little fallout with Birdman. Birdman has a new toy. His name is Young Thug. Young Thug has already been proven to be able to make some hits.
Okay.
Cultural icon. Great song maker.
Okay.
He has his finger on the pulse. He has his finger on the pulse of modern day hip hop when it comes to 2015. This is Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is already solidified at this point. But he started to have a little bit of beef with Birdman because he checked his contract and he saw how much money those albums were bringing in and compared it to how much he was actually getting paid. And realized that something wasn't quite adding up. So when Lil Wayne became public with it in 2015 about how him and Birdman weren't seeing eye to eye, Birdman was being seen everywhere with Young Thug, calling Young Thug his son, which was once held by Lil Wayne. 2015, Lil Wayne goes on tour. He's on his tour bus. And his tour bus gets shot up by a couple of people who drive by and shoot up the tour bus.
I remember that.
Did you know that somebody came out and gave a official statement to the authorities claiming that Birdman and Young Thug were behind the shooting?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Just 2 years after that, Lil Wayne goes on stage and asks if he can make an announcement where he claims Rock. 2017, Lil Wayne goes on stage and claims Rock Nation. Just 2 years.
Hear that one.
Just 2 years after he gets his tour bus shot up by Birdman and Young Thug.
Okay.
2018, Lil Wayne announces that Jay-Z paid his tax debt for him, $14 million. In that same year, Birdman had his house foreclosed and Jay-Z laughed at him publicly. Haha, I got art that's worth more than your house, nigga. Bum ass nigga.
Oh, shit.
You lost your house? I would never lose my house. I got Van Goghs on my wall that's more expensive than what your house cost.
Oh, shit.
And here you are suffering from foreclosure. Well, I got Basquiat's in my foyer that costs more than everything that you own.
Damn.
Jay-Z just stunting on that nigga. And in 2019,
dun, dun, dun.
Lil Wayne went as far as to call Jay-Z the GOAT. Now, this is after about a decade of him and Jay going back and forth, throwing subtle shots at each other. A decade.
Okay.
In 2019, Lil Wayne, an established legend, someone who, if anybody has a claim against Jay-Z as the greatest rapper of the 2000s, it would be him. Takes a step back and calls Jay-Z the greatest of all time. He's now under Rock. Jay has paid a $14 million debt to him. And he's gone on stage and publicly announced Jay-Z is the GOAT.
Is he officially signed to Rock?
Rock Management.
Oh, Rock Nation Management, okay.
Rock Management. Jay-Z owns Lil Wayne. The downfall of Lil Wayne.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? Just picking apart all of Birdman's assets, just one at a time. Let's explore a different side of this. Right? We've touched on Wayne. We've touched on Drake. Pause. We've talked about Birdman.
There's a lot of touching going on, but continue.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
The only person we haven't really talked about from that big four in Young Money is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, a legend. A GOAT. In 2019,
dun, dun.
Nicki Minaj released the song Hot Girl Summer with Meg Thee Stallion.
Dance, bitch, dance.
That song blew up and went crazy. Crazy. In the summer of 2019. In September of 2019, Meg Thee Stallion signed to Rock Management. It's interesting that everyone that's connected here is going through Rock Management. Wouldn't you agree?
Very much so.
In 2020, Meg Thee Stallion does WAP with Cardi B. Cardi B, who is known as the biggest Nicki Minaj opponent throughout their careers. Meg Thee Stallion comes out and says, oh no, my relationship with Nicki Minaj hasn't changed. We're still friends. We're still good. I should be able to make music with whoever I want. And just 2 years later, Nicki Minaj comes out and says, Meg Thee Stallion tried to kill my baby. September of 2022. Nicki Minaj says, I was pregnant. Me and Meg Thee Stallion went and hung out. She tried to get me drunk. She tried to kill my baby. A few months after that, March 2023, Nicki Minaj says that they...
Who's they?
They...
Just they?
manufacture artists against her.
Okay.
They.
Okay.
That's March of 2023. All the court stuff happens with Meg and Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez allegedly shoots at Meg Thee Stallion and injures her, and she has bullet fragments in her foot.
Supposedly.
Tory Lanez ends up getting sentenced for the shooting. Tory Lanez's father comes out and says, Rock Nation did this. Jay-Z did this.
I heard.
Jay-Z did this.
I heard him say that.
There's money, there's power, there's influence there. Jay-Z did this. All throughout 2024, Meg and Nicki Minaj exchanged dishes to each other. Meg Thee Stallion came out with Hiss, talking about y'all mad at Megan, but you should be mad at Megan's Law, allegedly taking shots at Nicki Minaj and her husband allegedly being a pedophile. Nicki Minaj came out with Bigfoot. Kind of a little wordplay there, laughing and joking about how Meg got shot in the foot. But all through 2024, they've exchanged disses. Nicki came out with an album. The numbers were awful. The numbers were awful for a Nicki Minaj album.
And why is it that she released a deluxe edition to an album which did so poorly? But we'll digress.
Because she had to try and pad those numbers somehow. But the numbers for a Nicki Minaj album were extremely low. Extremely low. Unusually low.
Very.
Because why is there no traction behind what most people would claim to be the greatest female rapper of all time?
Yeah. This is true.
You know who has all the traction?
Who?
Meg Thee Stallion.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know who Meg Thee Stallion is signed to?
Rock Nation. So is it safe to say that you feel Jay-Z's playing a bigger role in the music industry than what people may assume?
Jay-Z is puppet mastering the downfall of everyone connected to Birdman. There's beef there. There's been beef there for a very long time. Birdman once said Jay-Z can't be the best because he don't make the most money. He said that him and Lil Wayne make the most money. Which Jay-Z laughed at and said, you can argue about who the best rapper is. All of that is opinion. You can't argue about the money. And nobody makes more money than me. But there's been beef for a long time. Lil Wayne has made claims. The kidnap your baby. See how much you love your baby and get that kidnap your baby money. Jay-Z responded on Magna Carta Holy Grail. Talking about my baby money. Keep it real with niggas. Niggas ain't got my ladies' money. I mean, there's been a little back and forth there for a little while between Jay and Birdman. And it's trickled over into a couple of other beefs. Pusha T and Kanye getting involved against Drake. We know where that Pusha T and Drake beef went. We know where the Kanye and Drake beef went.
This is true.
But now I want to talk about 2024 specifically. 2019, Jay-Z has been calling the shots for the halftime show and the NFL. He's done a great job, if you ask me. My opinion might be biased because I'm a Hov fan. I got Jay-Z as my greatest rapper of all time.
100% biased.
So it might be biased. I think he's done a great job of picking the artist for the Super Bowl. Let's focus in on 2024. Right? Drake and j.cole come out with a song. j.cole is, well-known rock discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Signed to Jay-Z in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing his own thing with Dreamville
Mm-hmm.
for the last couple of years, but that tie to Jay-Z is still very much there.
Mm-hmm.
Drake and j.cole come out with the song First Person Shooter,
Mm-hmm.
which is seen as kind of the catalyst behind the whole Drake and Kendrick beef.
Okay.
First Person Shooter comes out. Drake and j.cole take their alleged shots at Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
And the beef ensues. Kendrick responds. He comes up on Like That, Future song. The beef ensues. Fuck the big three. It's just big me.
Fuck the big three. It's just big me.
j.cole drops a diss song. This is Kendrick. A couple days later, retracts it, removes the song from social media, removes the song from all DSPs,
Okay.
apologizes on stage at his festival. Shouts out Kendrick is one of the greatest of all time, and removes the diss track.
Okay.
The connection to Jay is still there, right? But this is j.cole officially leaving Drake on an island by himself to have to deal with Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where things get really, really interesting. So there are two very, very prominent artists that have been gunning for Drake all year, ever since First Person Shooter. And they've been working together on this. It's been kind of a tag team rapper-producer combo. Kendrick Lamar being the obvious from the rapper side of it. But who's the producer that's also been gunning for Drake this year?
Mustard.
Mustard. Did you know that Mustard and Kendrick Lamar are both under Rock management?
I'm not surprised.
Isn't it a little bit weird that everyone that has beef with the big four artists of Cash Money / Young Money have all been represented by Rock management?
I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised at all.
That is a little bit odd to me. So now we have this situation where Kendrick, on a Mustard produced song, is calling Drake a pedophile publicly.
Correct.
Whether it's true or false, Drake kind of brought that upon himself because he was asked to keep personal matters out of the rap beef, and he didn't. But pedophile is probably one of the worst things you can call a person.
This is true.
The catalyst behind those allegations, the catalyst behind the downward spiral of Drake's numbers and popularity and streaming, leading up to the lawsuit, has been none other than Jay-Z and Rock Nation.
I can see that.
Jay-Z since 2009, petty as all hell, has been holding on to the fact that Drake chose to sign the Young Money instead of signing a Rock. Final nail in the coffin was giving Kendrick Lamar the Super Bowl. Well deserved, because he did have the biggest year for any musician in 2024. Jay-Z is calculated and has calculated the demise of Drake, Nicki, Wayne, and Birdman all at once. And the Super Bowl is going to be the exclamation mark on all of it.
Let's see what happens in the Super Bowl. I'm so curious how this halftime show is going to go.
That's the theory.
I know it's going to be super West Coast, but I want to know if they're going to like shit on Drake somehow.
I definitely think they will. So, Jay-Z, if you happen to hear this, you were to go to on my list, please don't ruin my life. Please. I'm asking nicely.
Just nicely.
Yeah, I'm asking nicely. You know, please don't ruin my life. Please don't send Meg Thee Stallion to come diss me. You know, please don't get my tour bus shot up. Or get a RICO sent out on me and my friends. And get all of us locked up.
Although a diss on a poppin' record won't be too bad for our image. Might blow us up a little bit.
You know, Tory Lanez has released a little bit of music from prison, from jail.
Yeah.
It ain't doing numbers. So, I never want to find myself going against Jay-Z in anything. Ever, at all. Anybody who ever goes against Jay-Z, he does this real petty thing where he holds on to it forever, and then he takes 15, 20, 25 years to kill your career if he feels like it. And I don't be in a mood. Ask anybody. Ask anyone who knows. Ask Nas. Ask Joe Budden. Ask Kanye. Ask j.cole. Ask anyone who has been... Ask Dame Dash specifically how petty Jay-Z is. And tell me that this theory does not hold true and wholesome merit.
This is true.
And that's just what it is. I only deliver the news. I have no part in this, Jay-Z. You're still my favorite. Please, please, please leave my life intact. Greatly appreciate it. Hov is the GOAT. Kendrick is only behind Jay at this point.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Ant and CJ show.
Yes, it has.
I'm
For
Ant.
now, I done talked all this shit about Jay-Z. I might get replaced by next episode.
No shit.
Episode 41 might be Ant and Julio.
Oh shit. Or a Rock Nation artist.
The Ant and Meg Thee Stallion show.
Dun dun dun.
I'm gonna lie, you two would look real good together on camera. She's definitely better looking than I am. So,
To say the least.
We're out of here.
All right. We out. It's the Rock in the building.